If you can't wait for Landman Season 2, watch Jason Bateman's gritty Netflix crime drama from 8 years ago. Though it has been renewed for a second season, Taylor Sheridan's Landman is still a long way away. But fans of the crime drama can watch Jason Bateman's 4-season thriller on Netflix while they wait. Landman Season 2 was confirmed just weeks after the ending of Landman Season 1, but it still won't be here for a while. Taylor Sheridan has several other upcoming shows and movies to focus on in the meantime, and it will take time to film, edit, and publicize Landman Season 2. The earliest predictions for Landman Season 2's release date are likely early 2026. With Landman likely months if not years away, there's a large hole in many viewers' watch lists. Nothing can perfectly replicate Landman's unique blend of sarcastic humor, family drama, crime thrills, and Taylor Sheridan's love of all things Western. Even Taylor Sheridan's other shows, like Yellowstone and its spin-offs, can't fully replace Billy Bob Thornton's sense of humor or Landman's gritty take on the oil industry. However, this 2017 crime thriller starring Jason Bateman on Netflix comes the closest to being a replacement for Landman ahead of Season 2. Anyone who liked Landman for its focus on crime and complex family dynamics is almost guaranteed to like Netflix's Ozark. Ozark follows Marty Byrde, Jason Bateman, and his family as they relocate to the Lake of the Ozarks in Missouri after Marty is forced to use his skills as a financial advisor to launder $500 million. All while trying to keep his family from falling apart. Right off the bat, Marty sounds extremely similar to Tommy Norris. They're both men who are very good at their jobs who get roped into working for a cartel, all while balancing a very delicate family life. Despite both being gritty crime dramas, however, both Ozark and Landman have their moments of dark humor. Landman is certainly more overtly funny, as Billy Bob Thornton's sarcastic wit shines through in every episode. But Jason Bateman's drier humor can really infect even the most grim Ozark scenes as well. More broadly, both Ozark and Landman take place in little-featured, remote parts of the American South, and they use their settings tremendously well. Plus, it's hard to overstate just how similar Marty and Tommy are, especially when they're in over their heads and dealing with an absurd amount of stress. Ozark does have its moments of humor, but they often seem unintentional, because Ozark is an incredibly bleak and grim show. By the ending of Ozark Season 4, Marty's entire family has been torn apart at the seams by his life of crime. Countless, mostly innocent people had been murdered, and the characters of Ozark did some truly awful things. Every episode of Ozark feels like the end of Breaking Bad or The Sopranos, when the main characters' mistakes started coming back to bite them in tragically ironic fashion. From start to finish, Ozark is a brutal and dark look at crime. Landman, on the other hand, seems cheery by comparison. There are certainly dark moments in Landman Season 1, from Bellino's, Andy Garcia, entrance to the many workplace accidents at the oil rigs, but none of them really compare to Ozark. Landman is also much more explicitly a comedy thriller than Ozark is, and a big part of its appeal is the way Tommy can break up dramatic tension with a well-timed joke. The best contrast between the shows is the family stories. Tommy brings his family back together and starts to heal in Landman, while Marty rips his family apart in Ozark. There is, however, still a chance that Landman could get closer to Ozark's darker tone. Landman Season 2 already looks like it's going to put Tommy in darker situations than Season 1 did, as he'll be forced to work directly with the cartel rather than trying to ignore them. There's also bound to be more tension in his family life, as the growing stress of his job interferes with his relationship with Angela, Ellie Larder, and Ainsley, Michelle Randolph. Cooper, Jacob Loveland, is also going to be a direct competitor to Tommy and Nantex, which should cause even more strife. Ozark may be the perfect preparation for Landman Season 2 after all. If Landman Season 1 left you on the edge of your seat with its mix of oilfield grit, power plays, and Texas-sized tension, you're probably already checking daily for updates on Season 2. But while the Derrick family drama simmers off-screen and Billy Bob Thornton polishes his Stetson for a return, there's another dark, moody, slow-burn thriller waiting to grip you. And it's been hiding in plain sight for 8 years. Cue Ozark, Jason Bateman's darkly mesmerizing crime drama that debuted on Netflix back in 2017. At first glance, it might not seem like the natural successor to Landman. There's no dust-stormed Texas skyline or oil derricks looming in the background. Instead, you get the misty, murky waters of the Lake of the Ozarks in Missouri. But look closer and you'll find the same moral ambiguity, power struggles, and relentless survival instinct that made Landman so compelling. In Ozark, Bateman plays Marty Bird, a financial advisor with a clean-cut facade and a very dirty secret. He's laundering money for a Mexican drug cartel. When his partner's missteps put a target on his back, Marty uproots his family and flees to the Ozarks, hoping to lie low and clean millions of dollars while keeping his family alive. If you think Landman is packed with complex characters operating in gray areas, Ozark is a masterclass in exactly that. What makes Ozark such a perfect binge while you await Landman Season 2 is its immersive world building. Like Landman's Texas, the Ozarks feel like a character all their own, moody, unpredictable, and utterly unforgiving. The lake is both beautiful and dangerous, its tranquil surface hiding secrets, schemes, and bodies. This small-town setting crackles with the same sense of quiet menace that Landman pulls off so well, where everyone smiles politely while hiding a blade behind their back. And then there's the Bateman factor. If Thornton brought a weathered authority to Landman, Bateman brings a deceptively calm control to Ozark. He's not your typical anti-hero. Marty Bird isn't brash or loud. He doesn't wear cowboy boots or deliver long-winded monologues. Instead, he's calculating, efficient, and increasingly cold. And that's what makes his descent into darkness so chilling. You're watching a man who was once decent, perhaps even good, adapt to a world of corruption, violence, and betrayal. There's something about Bateman's stillness that makes him so effective in the role. Like Thornton in Landman, he doesn't need to do much to command attention. A glance, a twitch of the mouth, a pause. Those become the tools of someone clinging to control while the world spins out beneath him. And just like Tommy Norris in Landman, Marty often finds himself dealing with enemies on every front. The cartel, the FBI, the local criminals, and sometimes even his own family. And speaking of family, Ozark is just as much a domestic drama as it is a crime thriller. Laura Linney's Wendy Bird evolves into a powerhouse in her own right, shifting from reluctant accomplice to strategic mastermind. Their children, too, are pulled into the vortex. This echoes the family dynamics in Landman, where legacy, loyalty, and survival are constantly at war. Just like how Landman explores the ways people justify dirty deeds for family, Ozark thrives on that tension. The pacing of Ozark might feel familiar too. Like Landman, it doesn't rush. It simmers. Each episode peels back another layer of its characters, revealing their worst instincts and quiet hopes. And when the explosions come, figurative and literal, they hit hard. Whether it's a double cross gone wrong or a shocking death, the show keeps you braced for impact. Of course, no great drama is complete without a memorable supporting cast, and Ozark delivers in spades. Julia Garner's Ruth Langmore is a revelation, tough, smart, foul-mouthed, and tragic. Her rise and fall arc is one of the best of the past decade. Her raw intensity might even remind you of the scrappy workers and underdogs from Landman, the ones who know the system's rigged, but try to carve out a space anyway. There's also the show's portrayal of power and corruption. Ozark isn't just about crime. It's about capitalism, control, and compromise. The Birds manipulate politicians, run casinos, bribe officials, and play chess with the fates of small-town America. It's a kind of corporate warfare that mirrors the oil politics in Landman, where the thirst for power can bury both enemies and allies alike.